Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther, coming to you on this Wednesday evening from Cincinnati, Ohio. The house is Christmasfied. I'll just jump right into it. The house is Christmasfied. Christmasfied. I'm saying it wrong. Whatever. Christmas. We're there. We're there. I'm just gonna get it off my chest. I've given up. I've thrown in the white towel, waved the white flag. I've talked about this every year. She gets turned. My significant other, Brittany, she gets turned for Christmas. And you know what? I didn't fight it this year, guys. I didn't fight it. We got 4 Christmas trees up. It's November 19th. I took my 2 daughters, went over to my brother's house Saturday night. I said, I'll give you a little alone time, because she doesn't really get alone time, right? She doesn't get alone time. That's kind of one of the things that we battle all the time as a couple. And it's like, she doesn't get alone time. She works 9 to 5, her job. I get to work from home. She doesn't get alone time. So I said, look, Saturday night, I'll take the girls to my brother Mark's house. I'll go visit him. His kids will love playing with my little girls, because they're older. And they love that. Came home, 3 Christmas trees up. That was her relaxation. That was her downtime. 3 Christmas trees. A 4th one went up today. I'm not going to fight it. I guess she loves it. She loves it. She loves the Christmas stuff. I'm not going to fight it. The amount of lights in this house, here's the thing, guys. She gets new shit every year. That's what I can't wrap my head around. As a practical male, I'm going to go there. I always go there. As a practical dude, like what more stuff do we need to get for this house? She apparently spent, I looked at the bank statement. She took my daughter Isla last Saturday. She was all geeked. Said, I'm going to take Isla to Hobby Lobby Saturday morning. I looked at the Chase bank account. She dropped $240 at Hobby Lobby on Christmas stuff. My first question is how? We are like these aren't new trees. These aren't really new decorations. So that's where I'm like just scratching my head. I'm going, how did you spend $240 more on Christmas stuff? It's like a drug, I feel. It's like a drug addict, I should say. It's like a drug addict. You need that last hit. You can't give up the fentanyl. You can't give up the heroin. You just need that last hit of crack. That last beam in coke. You just need another one. That's like her with Christmas shit. I just can't. I'm at Hobby Lobby. Give me that fix. Oh, give me that reindeer over there. I need it. Oh, look at those candles. Look at that scented Christmas themed candle. Oh, I need it. Oh, I just need it in my veins. Give it to me. Oh, man. Look at that cute little sign I could put up in the bathroom. It's got to go up. I got to buy it. It's only $7.99 at Hobby Lobby. Oh, just inject it in my veins. So, yeah, the house is Christmasfied. But there's a big but here. I do have a near 3-year-old who loves it. So I'm not as mad this year. like I'm not saying anything. It's adorable. You see a child that age and she's so geeked and she's so into it. I can't get mad. The previous years, when she's too young to understand it or when she wasn't here, I'm like, what are we doing? But she loves it. She loves seeing all the lights. She loves turning on the Christmas lights. She loves, hitting the little Christmas Mickey's hand and he sings Christmas songs, or her little snow globe. She loves it. But I got some time with this, though. Like I said, she set it up on Saturday. That was what? The 15th? I got I got through probably like the first week of January. So the house has been Christmasfied, and there's a lot of trees. There's four, like the tree in our bedroom is just obnoxious to me. Bright ass lights. We don't need a big old tree in our bedroom. But what am I gonna do? Again, the little girl loves it. The wifey loves it. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna fight on it. The kids are sick again anyway. They're always sick. They're always sick. They both have ear infections now. We had to take them to the doctor yesterday. She stayed home from work because I'm like, I got stuff. I got stuff to do. I can't be lugging them. And of course, it was cold and rainy, and you go to the doctor. And I told Brittany, I said, I guarantee you, Molly has an ear infection. I guarantee it, because she's just been a nightmare. Yeah, sure enough. Well, guess who else has one? Isla, because she woke up in the middle of the night, was like crying that her ear hurt. I'm like, they both got ear infections. So they both got ear infections. And you know what? I said this last week on the episode. I trust ChatGPT more than my pediatrician. And if he's seeing this, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, ChatGPT has done wonders for me in my life in general. It's done wonders for me as a parent. It has. You know what I did? I was talking about how my daughter Molly, who just turned 10 months yesterday, right? So she's still in a tough age. She's been standing up for about a month. She wakes up. I said this last week. She screams, just screams, stands up. You can't console her. You try just letting her sleep it out. She doesn't. She just stands up and just clutches the bed, just screams. So she's not going to relax herself. You got to figure something. I tell the pediatrician a couple weeks ago, hey man, this is going on. Oh, it's a phase. She'll go through it. She'll go through it. Yeah. Dude, you did nothing for me. You did nothing. You did nothing. You did nothing. You said it's just a phase. Well, guess what? She's still doing it. Well, here's what I did. I took the video of my daughter doing this, right? Because we have cameras. I can go to the game film. I can go to the tape. Shout out to our friends at Nanit. It's a great app. Expensive, but worth it. Anyway, I screen grabbed what my daughter did. I screen grabbed it. I uploaded that shit to ChatGPT. I said, can you explain what's been going on here? You know what ChatGPT did? It gave me like a step-by-step of what was going on and how to remedy the situation. And guess what, guys? That was Saturday night when I did that. Guess who has basically slept through the night suddenly with very minimal visits since Saturday? Molly has. Because my good old girl, my good old boo, ChatGPT walked me through it. It was like, yeah, she's got some sort, she's got some, attachment issues going on here. She's clearly like, and I was like describing also what's going on. She's teething. This is what you got to do. You don't never pick her up. ChatGPT saying, don't pick her up. Just try to lay her back down, rub her belly, but then also go in there and just talk to her. You don't have to hold her. Just go sit in the rocker, talk to her. She'll get out of this in a few days. Sure enough, ChatGPT was like, put her to bed. You got to put her to bed earlier. You got to put her to bed earlier. ChatGPT was like, do that shit. Put her to bed earlier. You'll thank me later. Sure enough, I basically took the step-by-step of ChatGPT, implemented it, and suddenly my daughter, who was not sleeping at all through the night, is suddenly sleeping through the night. I'm not saying the pediatrician is worthless, but what did you do, man? What did you do? What did you do? I don't know. Do I rely on it too much? Maybe. We got some backup in our kitchen sink. I am not handy at all, but again, I'm showing pictures of ChatGPT of my sink, underneath my sink. What do? It's giving me a play-by-play. It's showing me which, pipe I got to detach first. It's literally labeling it with arrows and numbers. Look, AI is going to destroy us all. It's going to destroy us. At least I'll know what I'm doing as it takes me down, right? At least I'll know. It's going to take my livelihood. I have fully accepted that. I talk about it all the time. I'm like, ChatGPT is going to definitely take my livelihood. What I do in the social media and marketing world, what I do, it's going to overtake as far as that position I have. It's going to overtake it. I've learned to accept it. But I also might as well use it, right? I might as well use it. Why wouldn't I use it? I say this all the time. It's fighting the inevitable. It's here. It's not going anywhere. But yeah, the kids were home yesterday, and we're just going to keep Molly home all week. We're going to do daddy daycare. We're going to make it work. I'm getting help from Brittany's mom. I'm getting help from my sister-in-law when I have meetings or Zooms and stuff I have to do. So we're going to have some help. We're going to have some daddy daycare. It's just, she's got all this shit going on, guys. It never ends. She's got an ear infection in one ear. The other ear is leaking, but it's not fully infected. And then she's got so much going on down below in her little hoo-ha. That's all infected. We got to put on this ointment. She's got the bad diaper rash. It's just, it's like, I'm like, can we get through this? Just stay home because you're not going to improve at daycare. Even though I'm paying you, and it gets worse at daycare, I'm going to continue to pay you so my daughter can stay home. Which, by the way, I saw a wild headline that I want to go over here on the show. Speaking of diapers, a wild headline in the New York Post. Let's pull that bad boy up. Here we are. That's not that. The New York Post headline. Where is it? Where's that New York Post headline? Okay, here it is. All right, the New York Post right here. It says parents should ask babies for consent before changing diapers. Let me repeat that. Parents should ask babies for consent before changing diapers. What is this all about? Well, let's find out. All right, let's click on the link. In a move that might stink to some parents, there's a new age way to change a newborn's undies. Drenched diapers are no longer messes that need to be ripped off by a baby's bottom, according to new advice by early childhood development researchers in Australia. They're down under. Tell me for consent down under. What does it say here about asking for consent? Did we already lose the article? Come on, Andy, get it together. Okay, what does it say here? The experts, can we get more pop-up ads in the New York Post? Dear God. Instead, the experts encourage moms and dads to request at an infant's consent. You read that correctly, before changing their diaper. At the start of a nappy change, and show your child's know what is happening. Researchers from Deakin University wrote in November 2025 guide. Get down to the level and say, you need a nappy change. And then pause so they can take this in. Really? You want me to pause? You want me to go? I got a 10-month-old who has severe diaper rash from all the diarrhea she's gotten from teething, right? A lot of times when you teeth and you got teeth coming, it causes diarrhea. So if you're about to be a parent, just get ready. It's a mess. So she sits in the shit overnight. She sits in the diarrhea. You don't change it all right away because you don't know. And then it creates diaper rash. You want me to ask for consent when she's literally, like, this is what we've dealt with. 3, 4 a.m. like the other night. She woke up. I was like, oh, I bet she pooped. Right? She's dealing with the rash. She's screaming. I mean, screaming bloody murder. Screaming bloody murder. You want me to get down and be like, hey, I know you can't talk. Literally, the only thing you can say is dada. It's the only thing you've ever been able to say for like the last couple months is dada. I know you have just like acid going all over your little girl parts and your butt, but is it okay if I change your diaper? That's what you want. That's what this person wants. Their offbeat directives for cleaning a cutie's patootie. Oh, that's so great, New York Post. You guys, you guys are getting them. A task that parents often rush to should not be done this way, researchers say. Then you can say, do you want to walk or crawl with me to the changing table, or would you like me to carry you? Said the specialist, seemingly ignoring that newborns can't yet actually chat up mom or dad. True. Observe their facial expressions and body language to check if they understand what is happening. The experts further noted this can be a time to help children learn about consent and how their bodies work. Dear, really? Dear God here. Like, what is wrong with society? Do these people have kids? There's no way these people have kids. I pulled up their website. It's titled, Nappy Changes Are Not Just a Chore to Rush Through. You can use them to teach consent. And they outline this. This is a university in Australia. This is what the hell happened to Australia, man? I thought you guys were just known for like the beaches and the wild, crazy animals and like the surfers and the great white sharks and, the crocodile hunter and like hot chicks. Like, what happened to you guys? This is what you're putting out. This is what people are going to school for. Observe their facial expressions and body language. Oh, yeah. Again, my daughter's kicking and screaming bloody murder at 4 a.m. because she just squirted her nightly bottle all over herself. But I'm going to be like, hey, babe, I know you don't understand a fucking word I'm saying right now, but is it okay if I change your diaper? If you could just sign here, initials up top here, signature down here, and today's date, and we can get this diaper changed. This is literally the stupidest shit I've ever seen. It's an ultra permissive, anti-authoritarian approach to child rearing that prioritizes empathy, respect, connection, and communication over rules and punishments. The soft strategy is popular with Gen Zers and millennials. Of course it is. Mothers and fathers under age 46. However, it's been widely bashed online by critics who claim the overindulgent, unconventional parenting style turns untamed tykes into knee-high hellions. This is the most ridiculous thing. I just there are, I'm just gonna say it. There's so many bitch ass parents out there. There are. Your kids run you. Your kids run you. And if they run you now, they're gonna run you your whole life. That's just how it is. It doesn't mean you can't be loving. It doesn't mean you can't be compassionate. It doesn't mean you can't be empathetic. Those are all important qualities. Sensitive, all those things. They're great. Teach your kids that. Teach them that. It's important. Don't let them run you. Don't let them run you. And the truth is, I say this to Brittany a lot here at our house. I say, you're the parent. You're the parent. Grab her. She doesn't want to get in the bath. Grab her. Put her in the bath. Like I say, I don't negotiate with terrorists, and you're a terrorist. You're a little terrorist. You're a little terrorist. I love you to death. I would give up my life for you. I would do anything for my kids. Anything. Literally anything. In a heartbeat. I would give up my own life in a heartbeat. I would give them my leg. I would shoot off my foot, like whatever I needed to do to ensure my kids' safety, my kids' well-being. But I'm not negotiating with you. Like, not really. Maybe at time, but like you're a terrorist. I'm not negotiating. These parents, they're bitches. They are. Like, we're to the level of asking consent to change a diaper. This is where we're at, like a baby. We're talking babies. You can't even talk to them. This is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard, especially now that I'm a parent. This whole thing. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at this website. Try not to rush it. Be clear on what's going on. These are the bullet points that they list. Try not to rush, which is the stupidest thing ever, because you should rush it. Get this thing done with. The kid's uncomfortable. Most kids don't like to be changed. Most babies don't like to be changed. Be clear about what's going on. Don't distract your kid. That's actually the best thing ever. When she's upset, when she's fussy, I grab a stuffed animal. I grab something that sings, something that has lights. Children are often encouraged to be distracted in nappy changes to focus their attention on something else. For example, a well-meaning parent sings a song to them or gives them a rattle to hold. Yeah, that makes sense. According to Deacon University, it's important children notice when someone is touching their most intimate parts. Even in early infancy, children can respond to consistent verbal cues. So try to use similar language and follow regular nappy changing routines that involve children in conversation. For example, can you please lift your bottom so I can slide your nappy out? Cheer. God. These habits plant the seed of the idea that a child has the right to say what happens to the body. Yeah, because the diaper change for a 6-month-old relates to when a girl brings a boy home, or a man home, I should say, when she's 22, offering consent. Like, this is why AI is taking over us, though. Like this is like, we don't stand a chance. We don't stand it. We're talking about consent for changing a diaper. I just can't, guys. I can't. And I'm telling you, I see it with my kids at daycare. I see it. I see all the bitch ass parents. That's true. I think it's important for kids to know that they've achieved nothing in life. Like, in a way, I do. Like, have I said some things maybe I shouldn't have said? Yeah. Have I said some things to my daughter Isla, like when she was going through an awful, terrible 2 stage that she didn't even understand, where I've said basically that, like, you've achieved nothing? I didn't say you've achieved nothing. I did call her like a speck of dust one day. Like, you're just a speck of dust here, which is pretty messed up, truthfully. Shouldn't have said that. No, that shouldn't have said that. It's funny. It's funny. So it's funny. So, like, you're just a speck of dust in the scheme of things. It's funny. Shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have said it. I'm admitting it. Shouldn't have said it. It's a parenting error. I'm going to make a lot of them. But again, I always say this: the children need to know they're down here and we're up here. It's the same way, and a person older than me, you've just seen more in life. You've achieved more simply by being alive. I'm not negotiating with you over to change your diaper. I'm actually helping you. You're covered in feces. You're covered in urine. I'm going to make this as easy as possible. I'm going to distract you. I'm going to try to make it quick. We're going to get a fresh diaper on those little girly parts down there, and you're going to be on your little merry way back to sleeping. You're not going to ever remember later on in life, when you're fooling around with that boy in college, that you learned consent when you were a baby. And that's what they're basically implying. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What is Deacon University? What is this place? What is this place? Who wrote this? Who wrote this crap? Authors were Catherine Bussey, a research fellow, early childhood and teacher education at Daycare University, and Nicole Downs. Hey, guess what? 2 white women. Let's just call it as it is. 2 white women. I bet they're unmarried too. Bet they're unmarried. I'm just saying. What are the, like? Oh my God. I can't. I can't with these people. You know what they are? Their life. I'm just looking at their profiles. They're lifelong college people. You ever meet these people? Like they've never been in the private sector. They've never been in the real world. Never. They go to undergrad, they go to grad school, they get their doctorate, whatever it is, and then they just remain in the university. And they're just like in this isolated little box. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I can't anymore. It's too late for this shit. I'm done. Can't talk about it anymore. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Let's go to a DM I got this week. Let's go to a DM. Let's talk about some other news stuff. Let's go to DM. I got a DM this week from where is it here? Let's pull up from Eric F. I'll keep your last name confidential, Eric. So Eric sent me this DM and it said, "Hey Andy, here's a local news story that happened at my old high school in Des Moines, Iowa. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on the Andy Ruther show." Okay, so let's pull up this this news story. All right, the headline reads: Des Moines school employee fired for using a slur while reporting a student's use of the word. Again, the headline reads: Des Moines school employee fired for using a slur while reporting a student's use of the word. All right, so let's get into this story here. The Des Moines County or the Des Moines Public Schools forced an employee to resign or be fired after she reported a student's use of a racial slur by using the word while explaining the student's contact to disciplinary officials, according to state records. State records indicate that Ann Esslinger worked for the school district as a full-time employee monitoring students in study halls at Lincoln High School until she was forced to resign on May 16, 2025. So what happened here? The day before she resigned, she was overseeing students in a study hall when one of the students began harassing another student and using a racial slur, commonly referred to as the N-word. Are we doing hard N-word or rapper N-word? Which one are we doing here? I'm assuming, because this is important. Now, was this two black students? One student began harassing another student using the racial slur commonly referred to as the N-word. So is it two young African American males? Or is it a white guy using the hard N-word in the worst way you can, in a racial slur? It's important. It's important. Anyway, I don't think we know. According to the testimony at a recent hearing in the matter, Esslinger asked the students to stop using the racial slur. And she ultimately took that student to the school student services center for potential discipline. While waiting in the student services center, the student again used the slur. Interesting. Does he have Tourette's? Is he just yelling out the slur? What's going on here? Is he just yelling it out? Is he listening to a rap song? What's he doing here? I feel like this is important. Esslinger instructed the students to stop. The student continued to repeat the word. Or is it just a black dude, just dropping the word left and right? Has he listened to a Bone Thugs and Harmony song? They like to use the N-word. I'm a big fan of Bone. They like to use the N-word. Esslinger allegedly tried to get the attention of a discipline coordinator to help with her. She said to the coordinator, "Do you hear him? Do you hear what he is saying?" According to the hearing testimony, the discipline coordinator appeared to not hear Esslinger or notice the student. What is that person doing? So she's shouting at the discipline coordinator and they're just ignoring her? To get the coordinator's attention then, Esslinger stated, "He's saying," they won't say the word in the news, and repeated the slur. So then she's saying the slur. She's saying, "Hey, man," or "Hey, lady." He keeps dropping the N-word, but she said the N-word. At that point, the discipline coordinator reportedly walked over, took custody of the student, and Esslinger returned to the classroom where she had been working. Later that day, she was summoned to a meeting with district officials and was asked about what happened. Hearing testimonies indicates Esslinger explained that in trying to inform the coordinator of the student's conduct, she repeated the slur the student had been using. During the meeting, she apologized for having used the word, but emphasized she had not directed the remark at anyone and was simply trying to communicate information about the student's behavior. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. After the meeting, the district placed her on administrative leave pending an investigation. According to hearing testimony, the district human resources manager spoke to her and gave her the option of either being fired or resigning. to avoid public disclosure of the offense that triggered her discharge. Eslinger submitted her resignation. So basically, then she challenged the school for benefits, and she won in court. And the judge said this. Well, Eslinger should not have repeated the remark made by the student. She credibly testified that she only made the remark to inform another employee of what happened so that she could get help. Guys, this is the again. Can we just use some common sense? Can we where did we go wrong here? What did us wrong? Where did we go wrong here as a society? Can we just use some common sense? Unlike the student, she's not running around dropping the N-word. She's literally saying it in reference, hey, this is what he's saying. He needs to chill out. He's the one who needs to chill out. And I'm telling you, this is what he's saying. You're not listening to me. You're ignoring me. And they fire her. Context is so key in life. It's so key. And this is about context. We just live in such a crazy age. She didn't say it. She didn't say it. Eslinger said Thursday at an interview that when school district officials spoke to her about the incident, they gave her no indication as to how they thought she should have communicated. So yeah, they had no better way to say it about the student's use of the slur, but advised her they had a zero tolerance policy on the use of such language by employees. Here's the thing, guys. Also, words can be powerful. Words can have meaning. They're also just words, man. They're also just words. That's the truth. They're also just words. Like I don't know where we've gone as a society that we've forgotten that. Right? I mean, this is crazy. This is just stupid. It's not surprising though. It's like I see this. I'm not surprised. The same way in a crazy way, I'm not surprised that this stupid university in Australia is saying you need to get consent before changing your shit-stained 6-month-old's diaper. I'm not surprised. Like, we just live in stupid times. Like, it's entertaining. It's fun. It's wild. I mean, I'm using a computer to basically raise my child. My kids are being raised by ChatGPT, not me. I guess that's kind of cool. Maybe. I don't know. But again, this is to answer your question, Eric, you sent me this DM. You want to hear these are my thoughts. Like, it's just dumb. Like I don't even know what to say when I see these things because they're just so illogical that you just go, I can't. That's my reaction. I can't. I can't. And that's how I feel about a lot of this stuff nowadays, especially in the hyper socio-political age we live in. Like that's always how I feel. Like I've said this before and I'll say it again. Having kids has totally changed my mindset on so much stuff. Naturally, it does to everybody if you have kids. It's a life-changing event. You're suddenly in charge of another human being. Goal number one, keep them alive. That's why, like, I can't get too emotionally charged up by, like, politics is a prime example. I'm just like, cool. Like, these people, they're all idiots. They're all frauds. They're all fake. I'm just trying to get my kid not to have an ear infection. Just trying to alleviate a diaper rash on my 10-month-old. Like, I can't get too worked up about what he or she said. I just can't. But I see this stuff and I'm like, the thought of like sending my kid to a school like this, I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. I mean, that's the truth. And I do think about those things, on a more personal level, right? Like we already visited where I want to send Isla to preschool. It's the same grade school I went to. Like we already visited. Like that's my goal. Send her to the same grade school I went to, same little Catholic school up here. And look, not every place is going to be perfect. There's going to be pros and cons of all the schools, but like I know what I'm going to get at this preschool if my daughter Isla can get in. I know what I'm going to get, right? I don't want to send a kid to a school like this. I don't want to send a kid to a school district like this. I just don't. Because you live in fantasy land. I don't know what planet you live on when somebody is saying this word and saying, hey, man, this kid won't stop saying it. He's screaming it. Listen, he's saying it. And then you say this is zero tolerance policy. She's not saying, she's just repeating what he said. It's crazy talk. Absolutely ridiculous. But I appreciate the DM here, Eric. You guys can, my DMs are always open, by the way. DMs are always open. And if you want to call a hotline, we do have a hotline here. 859-935-0078. Always in the description of the show. Again, 859-935-0078. We got one more story I wanted to cover in the news because I talked about when it closed. Hooters, baby. We back. We back up in this. Hooters. Again, New York Post coming through for me. This was from a few weeks ago. Skimpy uniforms are out. Modesty is in as Hooters founder takes control of the chain. All right. So one of the original founders, or is it the founder? Neil Kiefer, 73-year-old lawyer who began running the brand, is getting Hooters back. Hooters, it just finalized the purchase of Hooters of America on Friday. Again, this is from a few weeks ago, ending months of bankruptcy turmoil that left dozens of restaurants shuttered. He said, I don't think you're going to see cheeks hanging out again. So I guess what happened was Hooters, they dropped those little shorts and they basically went to their kind of like their asses hanging out, kind of like thongs, I guess. He's saying they're going to bring that back. They're going to bring back the shorts, which is still showing a lot of leg. We're not just acquiring restaurants, we're taking back Hooters' name to show the world who we really are. Well, you tell them. Our vision is more than great food and service. It's about bringing people together, making memories, and ensuring that Hooters remains a place where everyone feels welcome. To this guy. The founders who opened the sports chain in 1983 are calling the turnaround a re-Hooterization of the brand. The strategy focuses on simplified menus, upgraded ingredients, and return to the chain's family-friendly origins. Yeah, that's funny. Hooters Inc. and its partner Hoot Owl Restaurants LLC will control 140 of the 198 domestic restaurants plus 60 overseas locations, according to Monday's announcement. All told, the joints represent about $700 million in system-wide sales. The group added it's already begun upgrades with remodeling work at its locations nationwide. Okay, guys, like I don't. Here's the thing, dude. Like I just want to pull up some of these quotes that this guy's saying. Like, what planet does this guy live on, too? What planet do you live on? They want to focus on the simplified menus, upgraded ingredients, and return to the family-friendly origins. Really? Hooters? The family-friendly origins. Bro, I was born in 1981. You know what Hooters never went there once with my family. Never once. Never once was that an option. My parents, they were very conservative, Republican Catholics. So that wasn't going to be on the plate. Play on word on purpose there. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Sorry, it's late, guys. The point is, it was never a family friendly. In fact, like at grade school, if your dad took you there, we were kind of like, Tommy's dad's kind of pervy. Like we thought it was cool, but it's like, Tommy's dad's taking him to Hooters. He's like 12. Like, hey, son, you want to get a boner around skimpily clad chicks? People went to Hooters for the girls. The food is trash, was trash, and has always been trash. Literally. Never had a good meal at Hooters. Now, I've been to Hooters many times. Been to Hooters maybe 10 times in my entire life. Maybe. It like never even crosses my radar, to be honest. To be fully honest. It was one of those things where you're like on a road trip and it's just, you're gonna see some hot chicks with some fake boobs or something. Right? Like that's what you're gonna see. And they're gonna have sports on and you can get some wings or you can get a burger. I've never once in my entire life, I turned 44 years old next week, I've never heard the phrase, that was a delicious meal at Hooters. Or man, that burger at Hooters slaps. These wings are banging. These are some banging Hooters wings. No, it's like I banged the waitress at Hooters. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like, dude, as somebody who's in this world, you do not understand. And the ship has sailed. The ship, like that ship is gone, man. The same way that a giant barge took the Hooters here in Cincinnati that was on the Ohio River. It was across the river there in Newport, Kentucky, right across from downtown Cincinnati. They put that Hooters in a giant barge and they shipped it away. Literally shipped it away. Put it on a ship and ship. Like that's what's happened with Hooters. Your whole brand has been shipped away, man. It's gone. It's donezo. It's no mas. Just keep it for what it was. It was a thing in the 80s. It was a thing in the 90s. It was a thing in the early 2000s. It was a thing. And then every chick was like, why would I work at Hooters when I can just have an OnlyFans? Why? Why would I work at Hooters where pervy guys might say stuff or might harass me and I'm dropping off these greasy wings and these gross looking Philly cheesesteaks? Why would I do that for minimum wage and tips when I can just flick my bean on OnlyFans? I mean, it's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. Every chick who maybe was like, hey, I don't want to be a stripper. I don't want to do that. So maybe I'll work at Hooters. Now that chick's like, I could just go on OnlyFans. I don't even have to show too much. I can just be in bikinis. There's some guy who's going to pay. Because that's the thing. Since the beginning of time, it's just sex sells. And that's what this is. That's why Hooters worked. It was a time capsule. It worked. Horny dudes, right? Guys on a work trip. Guys who just left a softball game are like, hey, man, you want to go have some beers at Hooters? I don't want to go see my wife and kids. Let's go have some beers and some wings and look at some waitresses that'll never actually talk to us outside of here. Let's go do it. That's why Hooters existed. But now with the PC stuff and all that, it's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. That's why they all shut down. The food was trash. It's always been trash. Never once, not in the history of Hooters, ever, has someone been like, man, those are the best wings I've ever had. I think I'm going to go back to Hooters. Never once. I don't think that phrase has ever been uttered. Not a single time. And I've said this when I talked about Hooters closing down. When I said this on this show last year, I can tell you the last time I went to Hooters. I know exactly when it was. It was the NCAA tournament, like 2017 or 2018. And I was doing stand-up comedy shows in San Diego for the weekend. And I was at the comedy club, right? You're just in the hotel. You got nowhere to go. I wanted to go watch Xavier play. They ended up getting just mauled by Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. And I said, where am I going to go watch the game? Oh, I know why. There's a Hooters that's like not too far from the hotel. They're going to have games on, and maybe I'll get to look at some girls and eat awful food. That's literally the last time I was there. I mean, it is what it is. And whether they're showing thongs or not, they're in scantily clad clothes. Let's call it what it is. I mean, it's literally playing off boobs. It's called Hooters. Your name is literally playing off breasts. Like, what are we doing here? In an age where, like, I think a lot of brands know what they are, which I think is so cool because I'm in that world and I love it. Like, I love seeing what brands are doing on social media, right? I like seeing what Chili's is doing, or Wendy's, or McDonald's, or Taco Bell, Buffalo Wild Wings. I like seeing what these brands are doing. They're leaning into what they are. Hooters is like, I don't know, man, family friendly. Family friendly with some bomb ass burgers. That's what we are now. That's what we started as. No, it's not what you are. You're a sinking ship, bro. You're none of those things. And you started this. How do you not know that? Anyway, if you want me to help rebrand you, I am available. So shoot me a DM, Hooters. I'll take your money. I'll take your money. If you want me to run your socials, I will take your money. Holla at your boy, Hooters. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on that stuff. Sex sells, and that's what you're trying to sell. It's what you've always tried to sell. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Parents out there, just remember, ask your babies for consent before you change their diaper. I would just want to leave you guys with that. Remember, always ask your babies for consent before you change their diaper. Teach them the value of that. It's very important. All right, guys, have a great week. Peace.